Deeper Secrets of the Bass, Part 2. The best thing that I could do to continue on with those deeper secrets would be to take off from Part 1, the first video on the Deeper Secrets of Bass, where I talk about the sound traveling from C to C. And so if you kept a root and heard all the notes as you traveled upward, the major second, major third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major sixth, major seventh, and perfect octave. And you remember when I said they were dissonant, major second, consonant, major third, consonant, perfect fourth, consonant, perfect fifth, dissonant, major sixth, dissonant, major seventh, and perfect octave, consonant. So, because we talked about how, depending on how far they are from the root, will depend on how well or not well pleasing to the ear they sound. So learning and keeping that science in mind, we're looked at dyads, 2-note chords that make a major second, C and D, make a major third, C and E, or a perfect fourth, C and F, or a perfect fifth, C and G. But now let's look at the harmony section of 1, the third, and its fifth. Let's look at all three of those triads, root, third, and fifth. That is primarily the most chord you're going to be working with in music, whether it's on piano, whether it's on guitar, whatever treble instrument is being used to convey those chords. It usually is going to be a 3-note chord. You know what I mean? Unless it's just some 2-note dyad, root, fifth chord, and a power chord, you know. So it really gets interesting because at that moment, you realize 1, 3, 5. If you're in C major, and that's the key we'll work with here so we can get a good view of it. Root, the major third there, 1, 2, 3, the third note above C, because here's your root on C, E is above it, and then your fifth is G, 4 and 5, F would be your fourth, but G's that fifth, 1, 3, and 5. Root, third, fifth, C, E, and G, major 1 chord. If you saw it in music, it'd be a large Roman numeral 1, the typical Roman numeral 1, C, E, G. All right? So let's ascend upward in the scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. C, D is the next note. Well, it's got a root, a third, and a fifth, just like major 1. Now, its third is different because it has to be F, because if it's F sharp in the major, it's not in key. F sharp is not in the key of C. It's F natural. That makes that third a minor third. 1, 3, and 5. Now, interestingly enough, your fourths and your fifth notes, like this fifth there, will always be the same, whether it's major or minor. Whether you got major third or minor third, those fourths and fifths, they're going to be the same. So your fifth will be the same every time. But here it makes it a minor triad instead of a major. Because it's the second chord in the scale, you give it the lowercase Roman numerals, which are 2 lowercase i's with a dot. 2 lowercase i's side by side, making lowercase Roman number 2. So if you played that all at once, I'm sorry, I'm fretting out here because my Band-Aid on my finger, I got one of them cuts that it's right there. You know what I'm saying? There we go. But I didn't want to wait any longer to make this video. I felt like I was working off my riffs enough to be able to pull it off. So yes, 1, 3, and 5 in the second position. Now, if we're going C to D like we just did, now what's after D in the alphabet? And the next note is E, C, D, E in the alphabet. And then the scale pattern as well. So E is your root now. F and G is the third. Go on up. You know what I'm saying? Go on up in your alphabet to find them. E is the root. F is the second. G is the third. And then A is the fourth. B is the fifth. Here it is. E, G, and B. Oh, guess what? That G is a minor. Well, that's interesting. So then we have, if you go back to major 1, then minor 2, oh, we got minor 3. Oh, excuse me. Now in minor 3, it's written, if you saw it in music, it'd be just like 2, except it's 3 lowercase i's with the dot on top. Minor 3. So how would I do the bass line there? So what's the big secret there? It's playing on the root to a beat, as well as notation. As the bass player, you must not only play with the notation of the chord, but you have to play with the beat. You see what I'm saying? You have now what I'm doing there with all that. That's the fifth. Look, return to fifth. Is that amazing? Right out of there. I stole that right out of there. You see, it's right there for the taking. You just gotta sneak in like me and go, "Oh, I need that. I need that." Just take it. Take it right out of that scale. It's sitting there for you to use. So I took those notes, and I went down to their lower octaves, and I made them beats instead. See that? How I just kind of bounced it around a little bit. So that is how you take notation and beats and put it to guitar or piano chords. Once you know how to do that, you understand that, you'll be able to make good music every time. All right. So we stopped at the 4th position. And the 5th position is G, B, and D, well, actually, we stopped at the 3rd, I'm sorry. And then let's go to the 4th, which is F, A, and C. That's a major. So after Roman numeral 3 with the little lowercase i's, that's how it would be written if you saw it on music, on the page. The major 4 on F, A, and C, it has to be A, which is a major this time. because that's the key you're in. C has no sharps or flats, so it must be A. It can't be A flat. It can't be A sharp, so it must be A. So F, A, and then C, same place a fifth always is. Imagine that. F, A, C. So that's your walking pattern there. So you're going to go. And there's how you're, now that's a major chord, so it's major 4. So it's Roman numeral 1 with a V and then the line on top and bottom. Roman numeral 4. Major 4 chord. And then after that, what's after F in the alphabet? G. Well, guess what? G, B, and D, it has to be natural notes. G, A, B is the third. B, C, D is the fifth. So G, B, and D. There's that fifth faithfully there. Third is major, just like the last chord, you know. So we had a couple minors there. You know, like major 1, it was major because the third was major. Then you had minor 2 with the minor there, the minor. Then you had major or minor 3, root 3rd and 5th there. That third was minor. And then all of a sudden when we got to the 4 chord, it was capital Roman numeral 4 being major 4. Third is major there. And then the 5th, which is 1, 3, and 5 there. It's a major 5 chord, Roman numeral 5, line on top and bottom. That's how it would read, a dominant 5th. A lot of times you'll see that. You know? And then after that, your minor 6th chord, which is V, and then your 1, or actually minor, so it's dotted on top, even though you got a V. Put the little dots up. V with the 1 representing 6, but then put, I think, 2 or 3 dots on it, representing A, C, and E, because A, B, C is your third, D, E is your fifth. A, C, E. So then you got major 1, minor 2, minor 3, major 4, major 5, minor 6th. And that's where also where your minor scale is, you know, your relative minor. So that's helpful to know that. This is just the 3-note triad out of that scale. That third's flatted. After A in the alphabet, what's after A? B. B is different because B has got D, which is a flatted 5th, with your it's got your minor 3rd there. B and D is minor, and then here comes that flatted 5th, making it diminished, which is a 7, with just like a little degree circle at the end of the 2 bars. V, 1, 2, little tiny degree circle. It indicates diminished. It's the farthest point that the chords can go in the traveling of the vibration of sound, just like part 1, before it resolves back to major 1. You see the effect that has? Now, so when you know that, then you'll be able to start making lines that are much more correct, much more theoretically precise in your notation. And then all you got to worry about then is how you want to phrase your beat. It's all choice after that. You just got to be sure that you make the right choices. That's all I got for now. Peace.